So it's not quite the seaside as I had hoped. Instead, we are here, of course, in Boyles of Killorglin with our gardening expert, Trish. So what did you mean by this going to the seaside, Trish?
I kind of told you the wrong thing, darling. You know me now, there's always work to be done, whether the sun is shining or not.
And here I was, all hoping for an old visit
you
to
can
Ross
go
Bay.
this evening now after you finish the garden.
Anyway, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you, and enjoying the sunshine.
Well, thank God it eventually came.
Exactly.
I think everybody has been just building up for this little burst of sunshine after the weather we've had. Couldn't really do too much in the garden, really, but there was some dry evenings in there. But now with the sunshine coming,
yes,
it does change things.
It does, and I think it gives people a lift to go out in the garden when they're finished the seaside, to go out and do a bit of work. So what we're talking about today then is seaside plants, and some plants will tolerate the seaside conditions. We've been on about it before, whether it's the leaf or the texture or whatever. So we'll just go through a few plants. As you can see the table here in front of us,
there's a massive variety,
full of colour.
So we're basically talking for anyone who's living in exposed areas by the coast, and as I said, with such beautiful scenic areas around the county, there's lots of people who live by the sea and would love to maybe add some of this to the garden.
Exactly.
So where are we going to start, Trish? What's the best thing to
if you were
start
planting,
with?
I suppose your mainstay of a shrub bed is planting your evergreen shrubs,
Okay.
so that it's something that's there all year round.
And would you start there? Is that the place you would?
Yeah, I'd start with your evergreen shrubs, and then you'd add in your flowers. Again, we've been talking about perennials throughout the year as well, so I'm going to show you ones that will tolerate the seaside conditions then, as well as in the salt.
Okay.
So with that, one of the favourite ones at the moment is the Hypericum or the St. John's wort. You'll see that in flower everywhere.
Yeah.
Now, when we say seaside conditions, these will tolerate being inland as well.
Yes, they're very hardy plants.
Very
I guess
hardy
the one
plants,
thing that
exactly.
everything we'll focus on today is quite hardy.
Yes, exactly. So this one now is your Hypericum. It grows to about a metre and a half in height, the same in width. A yellow flower from now up until about the end of October.
Okay.
So you get a great splash of colour this time of the year up until October.
Yeah.
And I think the bright yellow as well. It's nice and sunny. It's nice and cheerful, and it's really, really
and it
bright.
works lovely against the red stem and the green leaves.
It does,
you know,
exactly.
It does look
so
lovely.
that's actually evergreen, so that'll keep onto its leaf all year round. Now what we said before then as well is to add different textures. So you're talking about something like the phormium then.
Now,
it's kind of like a grassy, but it's much, much hardier. You can even see the leaf of that is leathery.
Yeah.
Now, there's different types of phormiums you can get. This one, again, that we have here at the moment can grow to about a metre in height.
Okay, it's called the yellow wave.
Yeah, a yellow wave is the name of it, is right. And like that, because you've got kind of the roundy effect of the shrub, you've got the grassy effect then beside it. So that would be lovely as well.
And there's nearly a kind of a purple or brown tinge on the edge of these leaves as well, which is nice, with the kind of green and kind of light yellow in the middle. So, yeah, it's very nice.
So that would be lovely. And then for something with just a bit of different colour, so you've got the yellow wave that's the yellow, you've got the green Hypericum with the yellow flower, and you've got the purple foliage then of the berberis. Now this is a lovely one. It is thorny, just to keep that in mind as well.
Yeah.
But the purple colour even up against the phormium there is absolutely lovely.
Yeah, anyone who might want to see this on Facebook, it just does look lovely just in between these two colours.
Exactly, and that's extremely hardy.
Yeah.
Now I suppose when the soil conditions usually out in seaside areas, they're going to be sandy, they're stony, do you know, so even when you're planting them, add in a nice bit of compost with them just to give them a good start.
Okay.
But all these plants will tolerate a well-drained, sunny place.
And, you know, we've always talked about the Erytheum and the peaty soil and stuff. When there's lots of sand, what do you class that as, really?
It's normal soil, really.
Normal soil.
Neutral
Okay,
soil.
neutral, yes.
So they don't actually need any of the Erytheum compost or anything like that. I have no rhododendrons or camellias or azaleas here, so they wouldn't be suitable for that type of an area.
Okay.
So you're better off. These are normal plants that will tolerate the soil. Also, as well, we've got the Senecio.
Again, that was a beautiful little one we showed on the Census garden.
Now.
Yeah.
They're angel wings is the common name of it, and again, like that's kind of like a furry texture, so it stops the salt from burning it as well.
Yeah.
And again, in amongst all the ones we've just gone through, it's another. So
level.
it's very important, like when you're doing your shrub bed, it's just to think it out first. Don't just run into the garden centre.
Buy 3 of this and 3 of that and 3 of this. And
so just think it out, think of your colours, think of your textures, and always the height of it is very important then as well. So get advice when you come in, take pictures, bring in dimensions in here to the garden centre. We can pick out the plants for your bed then as well.
Yeah.
So that would be a lovely little one as well. And of course the roses, but not all roses would be tolerable to the windy conditions.
Okay, so what one have we got here then? This is a little hardier one, is it?
A flower carpet rows.
All carpet roses.
Yeah,
so these won't
roses.
actually get too high.
No,
Is that
again
the
now
key?
they'll grow to about 2.5 feet high. But apart from the height of it, it's the hardiness of the rows. If you look at the size of the rows there, it's in a cluster together.
Yeah.
The little rose head is actually small and it's tight then as well.
Okay.
So it's not going to get blown away if the wind blows or anything like that. So they give a great splash of colour then as well.
And a beautiful fragrance.
Yeah, there's a lovely fragrance
So
of
this
that
is
as well.
a ruby flower carpet one. So that's good for
so
to
they're
know that
nice
roses
again.
can be
and again,
can
they
be
all
got.
blend in. The pink and that kind of matches up the purple of the berberis then as well. And beside you then we've got the fuchsias.
No, these are lovely.
Absolutely fabulous.
Absolutely beautiful.
And again, like the Hypericum, they flower from July up until about October, November. You can get different heights in them, you can get different types. The one you have now is kind of, I suppose, a winey coloured flower, and then the drop on it then is nearly black, isn't it?
It is. It's called Blackie, actually.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing name. But it's a real deep kind of violet or deep purple hanging down there now, and it's stunning. But these do come in reds, and they come in massive.
You have another one there
I
beside
do.
you as well. Yeah, it's a nice little bushy one then as well, and it's more compact.
Oh, this is much more different.
So
yeah,
that's
okay.
lovely. And should look at the amount
Tom
of buds
Thumb.
that are on that.
Wow.
It's absolutely covered like
There
in
is
flowers.
actually hundreds of buds on this plant right now, and a few of them have burst open, and there's a beautiful colour of purple and pink. It's stunning. So again, these are nice and hardy. How high would these grow?
That particular one now grows to about 2 feet high and about 2 feet of a spread.
Lovely.
So again, we started off with the higher ones that are at the back of your shrub bed, and then you're layering down into the smaller ones.
Okay.
Now, I suppose the best thing is when you come in, it all depends on the plants that you're getting, but you want to leave enough space for them. I mean, you look at plants like that and you think, God, that's tiny, and I'll put this one just a foot away from it.
Yeah.
But you'd be nearly going 3 foot of a distance between them, stagger them throughout the bed then as well.
Yeah.
I know it's very hard to explain it over the radio or even through Facebook, but if you come in, we can get a piece of paper, we can write it out for you, and you'll be able to go home then and know what to plant where.
Yeah. So, like, because a lot of people might as well too. They want to kind of take away the kind of grass elements of corner of their garden.
Yes.
And turn it into a bit more of a flower bed. So you have less kind of mowing and stuff, and more bright colour.
Well, exactly. And usually, if you're out in kind of in seaside areas, you've always got fabulous views. So it's nice to enhance it with a bit of colour then as well in your garden too, because if you're sitting out and you're enjoying it as well. Now this is another lovely one. It's an Escalonia gold brine. It has a lovely pink flower on it, again starting this time of the year. The green form of this would be used as a hedging plant.
I was literally just going to say it. Is that kind of a hedging plant?
Exactly. So this can be grown as a shrub form, but the green one then is your hedging one.
Okay, so that's kind of a limey kind of a green.
Yes,
isn't it?
and as the new growth comes on it, it goes more goldenly yellow.
Oh, lovely.
Extremely hardy as well. And again, as we're saying, the leaf is kind of leathery, so no salt will get in. See, that is the problem with seaside areas.
That's the damage that it can do
That's the damage
to any of the things.
Apart from the wind and the exposure, it's the salt that burns plants if
Yeah.
they're not the proper plants that are planted.
Okay.
Again, now this one can grow to about 4 feet high, 4 feet of a spread. Very, very hardy, and it's evergreen then as well, so it keeps onto its leaf all year round.
Okay, so talk to me then about these two. We've got these are very unusual ones. I haven't seen these before.
These
Talk
are
to
from
me
the
about
same
these.
family. There is Santolina, or a cotton lavender, people call them as well.
Cotton lavender.
Yes.
Okay.
Now they actually have a fabulous scent off them as well.
Oh,
And
wow.
they have a little yellow button flower on it. Now, one of
Wow.
them can be used as a herb. I think it's the green one there. You can add it into stews
Yeah,
and
it
stuff
actually
like that
it
as
has
well.
got a
Yes,
stronger smell
very
off it.
strong scent off it.
So these are would these be kind of going along the front, or
Yes,
these are
exactly,
small ones?
Alan. Yeah, they're small. You're talking about 1.5 feet in height and maybe spread out then about 2 feet. And evergreen as well, so you'll have the grey foliage on it all the time, or the green foliage.
Yeah,
and you can
beautiful.
see the green one now.
I can actually see that there is a little few buds on this that are going to pop out. And there's a small little, you said, yellow button flower.
Exactly,
is it?
yellow
Lovely.
button flower, and it's fabulous then as well. A lot of the plants for seaside, like the shrubs and stuff, they all have the yellow seemingly in it as well.
There could be a common theme there.
So it is nice, but
Now, we
also as well the hydrangeas. I know we did a show on them there last week.
Yeah.
They're excellent for seaside conditions as well. I won't go
Okay.
through them because we
Yeah,
did a
of
show
course
on
we
them
did a show
last
on them,
week.
yeah.
But they're excellent for seaside as well.
Now, talk to us about the two tall ones here in the middle.
So like always we've been saying, that's your shrubs. So that's your mainstay of your bed, and you want to add that bit of extra colour so you can add in your perennials. So we have a great selection here in front of us. Now all of these, they come back every year as well.
Okay.
But they might die down. So for example, this one now, It's the red hot poker, we'll call it, but this is the orange form.
Right, okay, the orange hot poker.
The orange hot poker. I mean, they're fabulous. You'll always see them out around seaside areas. This is the dwarf one. The red one can grow very large, up to about 5 to 6 feet high. This one grows to about 2.5 feet high.
Right.
Again, if you had that mixed in, like even that of the orange up against the pink
colour.
Is absolutely fabulous, and the
Beautiful
purple.
contrast,
They all tone in quite well. And then this is a favourite then.
The old Agapantas.
The Agapantas. They are absolutely beautiful.
She's cutting the rose
they'd
there
actually
now.
come in the white, and they come in the blue flower then as well. So the one we have here in stock is the blue flower.
Yeah.
Again, if you had a pot that you wanted to plant near your patio, they're fabulous in pots too. And a nice terracotta pot is lovely with them. We have a great selection of pots in at the moment, and the terracotta is lovely with that.
And that works well with a kind of a seaside.
It
gives it a real seaside kind of Mediterranean feel to it.
Exactly.
Lovely.
And again, now I do stress, like, all these are well drained soil. So if you do have an area that's waterlogged or anything, it's not the best for these plants at all. So like every waterlogged area, just to prepare the drainage and stuff like that before you plant. Another one then as well for a border plant around the front of it is your geranium, your perennial geranium, and it's got a lovely blue flower on it. Now, they're fantastic for flowering. They just keep on going and going and
cover a lot
going.
of ground as well?
They do. You're talking about, it'll go to about maybe 2.5 feet wide, and it height-wise then about 1.5 foot in height.
So there's about 3 or 4 flowers on that one, but you're saying that it will actually...
you can see, look at all the buds are coming on it, and we have them in pinks then as well.
Oh, lovely.
And they're just lovely. And I think the blue, if you're near the ocean, they all... I'm matching up the ocean
You're
now.
matching up the ocean.
I get carried away.
The sun is getting to you already, is it?
And also then you have the Dianthus then as well, the carnations. They're fabulous, and they're very, very hardy. So if you even have a stony area, that would be nice in it as well.
That's it, and you just see the tightness of it.
And you can get all different forms of them, smaller ones, taller ones, lighter pinks and whites and the whole lot. And you've another lovely one there then. We're talking about the sea breeze is the name of it, or Aragon.
Aragon glacius.
If you had a rockery or a stony area, or you've got a stone wall, just a little bit of soil, you can plant that into it. And again, another one that flowers from now up until about October. Again, very, very pretty, and it's got pink little petals on it, and then the inside then is like a yellow pin cushion, really, a yellow-green pin cushion.
It is,
And they're fantastic for
pollinator friendly as well too, so the bees will be buzzing around it.
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it.
Nearly goes with my shirt.
It does, Alan, it does. You were well matched.
Okay, and we got another one here at the front
then
as
is
well.
our perennial wallflower. Now that
Erytheum?
Erytheum. So they're great. Again, now can grow to about 2.5, 3 feet high, and spread out then about 2 feet wide, and flower right up until November. Even I have one at home that flowers Christmas if you don't actually get
is
too
that
harsh of a year.
Is that a sign of global warming?
I think so.
I think it is.
But again, a lot of these plants, even say the perennial geranium or the wallflower you have in your hand, if they finish flowering, cut them back, and they will replenish again, and they'll give you another burst of flower again.
Great, and so again, the leaves are quite...
They're quite sturdy. They're quite sturdy as well. And also, I know there's loads of summer flowering then, but also we have winter flowering shrub too. And this is a Viburnum, and this has pink buds, and it opens to white flowers, and it flowers from November up until about April.
Oh wow, so that covers a huge
It does,
part
like
of the
say
year.
if you've even got that now that's kind of July to October. You'll have this then coming on then that will flower in the winter. So don't forget the winter then as well. Like you could always plant bulbs. I know we shouldn't talk about bulbs yet, but you'd be surprised, end of August we'll have all of our bulbs in, and they can be planted. It'll give you that bit of extra spring colour then in your bed. So just to bring it all in. And you also have another lovely little one, which is a favourite. That's very, very
nice.
pretty. It's a potentilla is the name of it. Now all the potentillas are small. They come in reds, oranges, whites.
Beautiful,
they grow
bright,
to about
light yellow there.
And even the foliage is nice as well, and it's nice and soft looking, and that's very hard out in seaside conditions.
Excellent. Well, that's fantastic. There's just so much that really they can do, and I guess it's probably one of the things that people who live by the sea have actually found, that it's trying to find, will I just leave it as a garden and enjoy the view, but why not complement it? Complement it with lots of beautiful
we get a
colour and
lot
shrubs.
of people in, I suppose, because where we're located as well, and they come in, I've planted shrubs and they're burnt by the wind, or the salt has blackened them. Just come in, make sure you get advice. It's the most important thing. Brilliant,
and you could have beautiful beautiful colour, no matter where you are. Trish, that is absolutely fantastic. Beautiful colour again, and thank you so much for all the advice. And of course, as Trish says, remember to always call in, talk to your local garden expert, and they will help and guide you. One very important thing as well now, Trish, for this weekend with the sun out, if you're out in the garden, make sure you slap on the sunscreen.
Exactly, especially my colouring anyway.
Hey, look at my dome head. Trust
me.
We'll
give you a hat,
I might need a hat. Yeah, I think James might have a hat me. Listen, thanks very much again for everyone who's watched on YouTube and Facebook, and for everybody who's tuned into the show. That's it for this week. For myself and Trish, enjoy the sunshine from here in Boyles of Killorglin. We'll talk to you next time. Happy gardening.